Hey ladies, my name is Julia and I own Pretty Aggressive Recovery Coaching. I live on Vancouver Island in the Oceanside area. Back in February, I took on my first pro bono client, and so we just had our 11th out of 12 phone sessions. I offer coaching through Zoom, Skype, in person, or on phone, whatever someone's comfortable with. We just spent 1/3 of that phone conversation talking about how shocking her growth has been just in the past week. She reached her biggest breakthrough since we've started our session just from the homework I gave her. And I was so proud of her. I have watched this woman go from being so afraid of life, afraid of everything, from going on a trip on a boat to starting a new program to believing in herself. And she also felt, due to the way she was raised and the abuse she experienced growing up, that she was incapable of learning anything, which is ridiculous. And just from the homework from last week, she has just shocked me beyond belief. I was almost in tears at how excited she was about the mountain she has literally moved out of her life. She now believes she can do anything. She is fearless, and I am extremely proud of her. She went from a life of I can't to a huge potential of I can anything. But with this comes knowing that I will now be having losing her as my client, but not as my friend, but now having an open spot for a new pro bono client. So part of owning a business, I believe I have made part of my business model giving back to my community and always finding a way to volunteer or put out into the world what I wish to see. So due to the craziness of COVID, what I've decided to do, that instead of only replacing my one pro bono client, what I would like to offer out into my personal community of the Oceanside area or Vancouver Island, all over Vancouver Island, is one free client spot for each of my 4 programs. So Pretty Aggressive Recovery Coaching has 4 different programs. The first one is Legacy Bonding. This program is directed at someone who's a parent who understands that they've been raised with abuse and is looking to end the intergenerational abuse cycle and to build a healthier legacy in their own family. The next program I offer is called Toxic Mother Recovery. This is an intensive 2-month program that's focused directly on managing your relationship with your mother, whether you're in contact with her or not, or she's passed or not, so that you can build independence as well as confidence in building your own future and the woman that you wish to be. Femme Fatale is a program that's 3 months long, and it takes you from survivor to warrior. We focus on building every single one of the pillars that I've discovered necessary for building resiliency after being raised with abuse. You can find all of these pillars outlined in my book, Beyond Damage, Aggressive Recovery from the Toxic Mother-Daughter Bond. And we look at living beyond your damage. Finally, I'd like to open a spot up in my most recent program I've developed called I Hate Yoga. This is beating depression with aggression. And I cover unconventional and a little more aggressive ways on recovering from depression and anxiety. And it focuses on us getting into our bodies, learning how to use motion and movement for meditation, and learning to overcome the issues and background of depression and anxiety through activity and training and focusing on our body's health and how we can not be still and still recover. So my coaching approach is quite unique in the way that it falls in this beautiful section between therapy and life coaching. So therapy often focuses just on our past and gaining insight and correcting a lot of those problems or issues, whereas life coaching is usually an aggressive turn to build your life, either build a business or make tons of money or make massive life changes or to push through a major barrier, but for people who already have resiliency skills and have a healthy level of personal management but just need an extra step. And for myself, when I came out of therapy, I found myself, although massively gaining insight on my past and who I am now and why, I felt extremely unconfident and inadequate to thrive in a life coaching situation, or even if that was a path for me, if I needed that. But I was having trouble continuing to grow and build my life. So through my own journey, I discovered the exact pillars and fundamentals that I was missing to actually move forward in my life and create a healthy life for myself, just to be a person, just to develop relationships, just to have good days, just to stop falling into depression. So although the therapy creates insight and the coaching creates a challenge to 10x yourself, there is a giant gap of growth that people who deal with being raised in a toxic environment don't understand or have a hard time finding help with. Even through literature and other research that I looked through, I had a difficult time piecing it together on my own. But I went back through a system that I found actually through Timothy Ferriss's books that allowed me to look at my emotional recovery and apply a systematic approach that I could test, find success with, form habits based in principles and foundation pieces, and then repeat it in multiple other places of my life. So I found my minimum effective dose, and I started applying that and finding the most effective solutions in areas like learning to repair, not blaming, developing forgiveness, being able to find competency and capability, or being able to change my internal dialogue, or being able to set extreme boundaries. So these are all things that people who have been raised in a toxic, abusive environment really struggle with, and there's a giant gap in people helping them through that process, which is what I do. So please, if you need help, if you need to start your recovery journey, please contact me through Facebook at Pretty Aggressive, through Instagram at prettyaggressive_official. If you're not sure yet, take a look at my book, Beyond Damage, which is available on Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, and I have now applied to have it changed and created into an audiobook, so it should be available on Audible soon. And also check out my website at www.prettyaggressive.net. And if you'd like to learn more about my methods and my concepts, take a look at my videos on YouTube at Pretty Aggressive. So again, I am opening 4 free spots. This is my random act of kindness. This is my give back to my community. And in addition, if you have suffered job loss due to COVID and you are located on Vancouver Island and my spots fill up for pro bono work, I will offer 50% off any one of my programs for you if you've suffered job loss and live in my community. Again, my name is Julia. I run Pretty Aggressive Recovery Coaching, and I'm extremely passionate about the mental, emotional, and spiritual health of women who have been through an adverse childhood environment. So please contact me, and I hope I hear from you, and I hope I help.